Burritos. We're talking with burritos. Burritos. We're talking with burritos. Burritos.
All right, then let's get this episode started. Hey, everybody, this is Talking with Burritos episode where we're going to take a look at the summer movies and break them down to our top 5 amongst myself, Jerry, and we also have with us today
Adam. Oh man,
I said like that. I
I
pointed to
know.
him.
That's why I was
Okay.
like, confused. I was like,
I know.
it's usually Adam next, but you pointed
sorry.
to me.
You pointed that way.
Okay, my bad.
I was like, okay.
All right, let's go this way. That guy.
I'm Adam A. Snyder.
And I'm Chris the Rupel.
You know, didn't we come into this summer believing that it was going to be a great summer?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't we all think that?
Yeah.
Because
Because
it had
last
some
summer
promising.
sucked.
Yeah.
Although
How does this?
I think they moved some stuff around. Like some stuff that we thought was going to come out this year ended up being pushed to 2016.
Yeah. Really? Like what? Well,
Yeah, wait,
Dark Knight. Well, I mean,
No, that
No?
one I knew was 2016.
yeah.
That one was 2016. Dark Knight versus Superman.
Dark Knight versus Superman. Batman v Superman. Do we have to say it like that? Batman v Superman.
Batman v Superman.
I don't know.
Superman.
I would just say, I guess
Batman
I would say
versus
Batman
Superman.
versus Superman.
Or you could just call it Dawn of Justice.
Or that too.
I kind of like Dawn of Justice. It sounds really cool.
It does sound cool.
Sounds
Even though
better
it's
than
gonna suck.
Batman
Yeah, it
versus
sounds
Superman.
better than.
All right. So I don't know. It's just something. I guess it was going well because you had
You started off
Jurassic
with the-
Park and stuff.
Yeah.
And
some-
Avengers.
Yeah, Avengers.
Yeah, it started out like strong.
Inside Out.
Then kind of
did
just
real well.
petered out towards like the tail end of July.
Again.
Very early, yeah.
I don't even feel like it was the tail end. I feel like mid-July is when it just was
I
like.
guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Mid-July, there was like not much. We had like max.
And then at the beginning
Although-
of August, was it? It kind of picked up a little bit.
with what? Straight out of Compton.
Yeah.
That was
That's all.
like, that was like the second week of
Was it
August.
the second week? 14th,
yeah.
right?
No, yeah, it was the second week.
Yeah, you're
so,
right,
Yeah.
14th.
First week was really weak with like 4 fracking movies though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were all
But all of them.
they all performed like horribly at the
Yeah.
box office for the most part. I think whatever came out before that in July actually remained number 1. So with this episode, we're just gonna take, we haven't we said we were gonna do it before. We needed to do it. It was on our list, so we're gonna just take our top 5 and let you guys
roll
know
with
what
it.
we thought about them. So
And then we're also going to talk about our top 5 that we wanted to see. That we may
yeah,
have
the top
missed.
5 that we wanted to see and may have missed. And my thing is to actually try to get us to actually go, and exert some energy and go and actually see those that we actually missed if they're still in the theaters, and then maybe report back
So yeah.
if possible,
Right.
But
I know
can't
one
try
of
to get this
these-
bastard to a movie theater. He don't do shit. He was like, I got an excuse.
That's not true. He's doing
no.
better. He's doing better.
It's always like I have an excuse.
He's seen like 3 movies in
like
theaters.
which ones?
He saw Vacation. He saw
Yeah.
Ricky and the Flash.
And I saw Straight Outta
and
Compton.
Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess. Well,
That's
just
this month.
Just this month. Yeah.
That's still better than any other month.
Yeah.
That's a 300.
that's-
That's a 100% increase.
That's 300%.
He had 100 and something pound weight lifted off his shoulders. Okay. Who's gonna start first?
So wait, why don't we just go in order of just doing our 5s, revealing our 5s, or I don't
You
know.
want to just reveal the 5s?
Yeah, like go one at a time.
Yeah. No, it's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one at a time. It's like
I'll do my number 5 first. My number 5, it's a weird choice because it's not like it was critically acclaimed at all. It's just a stupid movie, but I felt it was a needed movie this summer. Was Vacation.
what?
Yeah, I chose
number
Vacation.
one?
No, he said
Seriously?
number 5.
Oh, number 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
going, no, that would not be my number 1. You already know what my number 1 was
Yeah, I
because
know.
I was stupid and said it
You
out loud.
said it out loud. Yeah.
But no, I chose Vacation because
Vacation for number 5. Really?
it brought a good vibe to the summer. It's one, it takes place in the summer, so that's nice to have.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like watching the vacation movies during the summer because I never go on vacation, and seeing these funny antics makes it almost worth it. And it was a good part of the series.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I have not watched it. My wife hasn't either, but she wants to. So, maybe.
Maybe on a day night.
Yeah. Well, I'll take her just so I can see what the hell this is all about. I don't know. It just seems so contrived. I would
Just
say.
leave your brain at the door. Have a good time.
Yeah, because I'm so like used to just the Chevy Chase ones, and if I want like Vegas Vacation or just vacations, I'll just
Why would you ever want Vegas?
National Lampoon's Vacation. I would just watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll just go find a DVD on that one and just watch that because it would bring me so much more joy than watching some just homage to.
But the
I guess.
movie had great pedophile jokes and great suicide jokes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes it okay.
Pedophile jokes and suicide jokes.
Yep.
Pede jokes.
Were there any pee jokes?
Oh no, it's Pede.
Oh,
Like,
Pede,
yeah.
pedophile.
Yeah.
All right.
I think a
Adam,
pedo.
What's your top? What's your 5, man?
I'm surprised it's this low, but I would put Avengers as number 5
Ooh.
because like it wasn't nearly as like great as the original one was. Like I was expecting greatness because I mean this was supposed to be like Joss Whedon's baby,
Yeah.
and I felt bad because like I watched it and I enjoyed it, but I didn't leave feeling that like, oh my god, this was amazing. Like what I did when I watched the first one. When I left, I was just kind of like, it was okay. Like I didn't have the urge or desire to watch it again, like I did with the first one. Like I almost felt like they tried putting too much into it, which is funny because Joss Whedon said that there was a lot of stuff that they cut out that they were gonna that he wanted in, but in the end they didn't put it in. So I don't know. I don't know.
You're right. No, I think did we ever talk about this? I don't.
We
we
did do a
did.
podcast on
We did a
Avengers.
podcast.
yeah. So
We did.
yeah. Yes, you're right, and it still holds true to that sentiment. Whereas like it was there, and it's like okay, I saw it again, but didn't really hit me. But I didn't put it. Well, I didn't put it that low because I still gave it its props for what it's worth. But I think what happened to that one is that they couldn't outdo themselves from the first one, and that's bad because it had to live up to that. And that's what happens when you have a great first film. You try your hardest to just submit something else that'll be equally as enjoyable, but yet not overshadow the first film. And they just went in. They have some cool, likable characters, but not enough to propel this thing to, because it kind of died off easy. Like Avengers, that movie, people kept coming to it. We just had, it was second, third week. A lot of people were coming to it, but this one petered out really after the first week. Mm-hmm. It was like it lost, it maybe set records or whatever. Because didn't it set a high grossing right behind itself?
I think so.
The first film, it did well worldwide, but it's just the second week was kind of
Well, and I feel like in comparison to the rest of the MCU, like it didn't have that desire that you were like, wow, that was so good. Like even the original Captain America, which wasn't like my favorite, I still was like, wow, I left that and I was like, I felt like that was a great movie. Like this one, I'm not gonna say it was terrible, but I mean, like when I left, I was like, it was just another part of the series. Like it didn't leave that desire.
Another chapter.
It's a great chapter.
Yeah.
But it's a great step to what's going to possibly come next.
Yeah.
It's a great in between, because what's the Avengers? Because I know you have Civil War, and then you have.
Are they doing Infinity War for?
They're doing Infinity Wars
Yeah.
for the next Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be broken up into 2 parts.
And it's gonna be pretty dang dope. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that this is just an in between thing. But do you think it has anything to do to the lack of? I don't know, because Joss Whedon seems like he was excited, but then kind of not. It seems like there was some problems behind the scenes with trying to do with what he wanted, his vision, and what the studio had in mind.
Maybe the studio was like, "Your vision's stupid." Push him out.
It's Joss Whedon. You can't say that. His vision.
I just did.
Do you think there was any of that? Because
Well, I know like he had like envisioned different things than what the writers for like the whole MCU did, because he didn't want to cross Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with the whole like MCU universe.
yeah,
But they were like, actually I think it was the other way around. I think he wanted to and they didn't, because when he killed off Coulson. He was like, Coulson's gonna be dead, and they're like, no, we're bringing Coulson
They
back.
brought him back.
And he was like, that's not what I want, and blah blah blah. So I mean, I think they had two different visions of what was gonna happen, and I think it just didn't work out well. Like they didn't mesh well.
Yeah.
Because when he was done, he seemed mentally like exhausted.
Yeah, exactly. That's what is kind of weird. It didn't seem as exciting as he didn't seem as excited for it as he was about the first film, you know?
Yeah.
About the outcome thereafter. So, yeah. And that, and it plays with the film and the overall acceptance of the film too. If you're looking there and see, it's like, do these people really want to be here, or what's going on? Like, well, how many, like maybe they, made too many changes, and so people are kind of like, okay, well, I was keen to this scene, but now I have to switch up and act differently on this one. I know it's your job, but I don't know if you have to make changes or do separate shoots just to try to fill in this or that blank.
I just think the movie felt like by the end it was just like, my planet needs me now, I must go.
But it's always like that though. I'm getting tired of like the planet being ruined by people. It's like, God damn it, this planet, we're not gonna have a planet left with all these motherfuckers.
I'm just saying that an insurance company needs to like step up.
Yeah, or something.
They be making bank.
Maybe the insurance company is owned by Stark Industries.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because he owns basically everything. My 5 would be, I would say, Trainwreck.
Trainwreck.
I love Trainwreck, man.
It was really good.
It's just the sensibility of a Judge Apatow film,
Judd
Judd
Apatow.
Judd Apatow film. He just keeps things real and organic, and you could tell like she wasn't as strong of an actress, but yet he enables you. He brings things out in actors, in my opinion, to try to get the real of a situation or a predicament. It's because Amy Schumer doesn't look like she could act, worth a grain of salt. But, she can perform, she can perform. But yet in this movie, she showcased like, I could tap into some emotion that I have some deep inside me and bring it to the performance. So I thought that was very well. And I love the film. It's just all about, going through a breakup and being that difficult person, and then having someone, not wanting to fall in love or, commit yourself. And I just thought they really tackled it, because there was some like realness there. And, just like I said before, with Judd Apatow, he likes to bring that realness to fruition, just like This Is 40, one of my favorite films out there.
So good.
Where it's like, wow, that's just real life. This is people going through a struggle,
Yeah, I had a hard time choosing for my number 5 because I was thinking about putting Trainwreck.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I really enjoyed Trainwreck, but I wanted to put something a little closer for me.
Yeah.
For my number 5, and that's why I chose that one.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed that film. So
Think of that one as my number 6.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's right. It's that what do you call it, a 6 man right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really just love that movie. I love it's the sensibility of it all, and how he brought that to screen. How they too, because it was written by her, so they had its flaws.
Yeah, you could feel his.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, and some of the flaws were actually where he. Where you can maybe see, like, he maybe contribute something to the scene.
When he stuck his finger in the...
Yeah,
pudding,
like that whole thing with the sportscasters and stuff at the end. And everyone's doing, like, they have, like, an intervention. This doesn't fit. Oh, that was Judd. That was a Judd Apatow right
that was
there.
Very Judd
Very
Apatow.
Judd. It's like those scenes that a thing with Judd Apatow is like some of the scenes that you should have scrapped, where they said take this off for sake of the film and continuity. He usually just keeps those things in.
That's something I appreciate about him.
Exactly.
It
He'll keep
inspires
that
a lot of
stuff
my
in.
writing.
Yeah.
That's why you make fun of me for writing romantic comedies. It's because I'm so
a lot of it is like improv too.
Yep,
they
that
just
too.
put them in a room and say just go with it. Let's see what happens.
do it.
Because you can see like in that scene, a few are like they start cracking up because I think Heater does something stupid or he says something. One of the characters in that movie are people they depict as themselves. They say something stupid and it's the lady in there, so you can see her just start cracking up.
Yeah.
So they have to cut away to her. But it's like I like those moments like that too as well. Because it has to be fun to work on a Judd Apatow set. That was my
number 5. All right, I'll go with my number 4 was Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who didn't love themselves some Ant-Man? There was just so much humor, so much good action. It felt like a really good, good summer flick. You know, this is what I look for in my blockbuster. Is just have some fun, have some laughs, and Ant-Man brought it.
It's the thing is with the Ant-Man, it's like it was totally opposite of Avengers. Something that we've seen before. We saw it last year with Guardians.
Yeah.
You know, where we took this thing happened. Okay, I have to save a planet type thing. But no, this guy was just fighting for his just fighting for his daughter, you know,
Yep.
the right to be a father. And that was pretty cool. I like that. And then you had two of them in that scene. You know, one of them trying to be a father to a woman who just didn't want to accept him thereof. You know, thereas, you know, based on the past, and then him being a thief, you know, or being wrongly convicted or whatever he was. And he wasn't wrongly, he was a thief.
Yeah.
But you know, he's trying to, like, you know, make things better, but he just can't because he just seems like he's a, you know, fuck up. You know, it's like he just can't do anything wrong and trouble follows him. And so he wants to do this, and I don't know, it's very likable because he's a very likable
everyone in that movie was
character.
very likable.
Yes.
Yeah.
From Michael Pena to just
And it's Michael Douglas. I like him bringing it because you would think, you know, Oscar winner, Michael Douglas, I got a name, you know what I'm saying? But you would think that he would take this, you know, he'd dial it in, but he was there, you know, he was there for all of those scenes, and it was very convincing. I'm like, wow, this guy brought it. And Michael Pena, just the scene with the Three Stooges, basically,
pretty much.
Yeah.
they were awesome.
They
know,
were.
with TIP and the other guy that I don't even know, he was just, it added such a great element to the film, a great film to it. I mean, feeling.
I wish I had performed way better.
Same here.
Me
It
too.
was so much
And that's
fun.
what, and the problem is, like, I watched a few people come out, and you know, come out of the theater. Oh, that wasn't like Avengers. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and it was the same sentiment I got from I listened to people express with Iron Man 3. It's like, it wasn't what I expected it to be. I'm like, what are you expecting?
Right.
It was great. You know, you had this little kink to the scene with this kid, and it was like, it was so, I don't know, relatable. I think, you know, they made it real. They took a real moment and they put it in the film in an otherwise fictitious world, and that's what Ant-Man is, you know. And it was great.
He's just the normal
and
man,
they referenced the Avengers and all this other thing. They kept the continuity well, but they just kept it fun. They kept it lighthearted, and just, it was great. And you'll see why.
Yeah. I loved how they just spun it though to make an unknown character, to make him like lovable.
Yeah.
Just like they did with the event or like Guardians.
Yep.
Like
Yes,
nobody
yes.
really knew the Guardians, and nobody really knows Ant-Man. But when you leave, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm interested.
Yeah.
I want to know more.
Exactly.
So that's what I loved about it. And T.I. caught me off guard. He was actually pretty funny.
Yeah. The thing about Tip, they call him Tip.
Yeah,
on
they call him Tip.
television. He's a good actor. He's pretty. He can bring it. He can bring like the hardcoreness, and he can bring, because he's just very versatile that way. He's a character, you know. And even when you rap and do all these different things, people don't realize that. How can Ice Cube be this? You know, Ice Cube is talented in so many different facets. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but yet they just look at his rap persona, but like, no, like he's a talented person, but they just look at this and say, "Oh, he raps about this or that." No, he just raps about the things that he lives in. You know, Tip was like, you know, slanging drugs all these for most of his young adult life stuff, and then, you know, he got locked up on a gun charge recently, but a couple years back. But you know, he's out and has a TV show and he's doing well. That's fine, and he helps produce Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah. So Adam, what's your 4?
I'm kind of surprised I'm putting this above Avengers, but I would say Spy, because
yeah.
Melissa McCarthy caught me off guard. She actually played, like, for the most part, a different character. I mean, there was a part in the movie where she kind of like brings back the old Melissa McCarthy, but overall, like, she was great, and the movie was hilarious. Like, I was like laughing almost the entire time.
Jerry didn't see it. He didn't believe me.
I did see it. That's why I just wrote it down right now. Okay, I'm like, one of those things. I'm pretty sure it's maybe at the dollar flick, but the cheap seats. But
I'll go more into Spy when it comes up on mine.
I would have to see that one, because I hear a lot of things. I sent my wife to go see that one. I was like, why don't you go see Spy? Because she asked me, like, Spy or this other movie. I'm like, why don't you go see Spy? Because I heard so much so many good things about it. I don't know. Did she surprise you just that she could do something different? Or
Yeah, because she kind of played
What
a
about the script
character
and stuff?
outside of her
Was it the
role.
same?
Like, you know how normally she's like the loud, obnoxious person in all her roles. Like in
Always.
this, she was more like the quiet, like humble person. But I mean, there's times where she kind of breaks out and like you see the old Melissa McCarthy. But I mean, it was interesting to see her kind of like develop a different kind of like role and a different character and work outside of something that she's like known for. And even what's his face?
Ewan
Statham
McGregor?
was funny. Yeah. He was hilarious too.
Really?
Oh yeah, he was so freaking funny.
Was
Yeah.
he in there for a long time, or I thought it?
He's got like 5 minutes altogether.
Yeah, I think if you were to
but-
add it all together, he's only in it for about 5 to 10 minutes tops.
but it's still really good, like really funny what he does.
He made an impression.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that sounds about right.
So does Statham. Like Statham being like funny is hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
because people. Yeah,
because you know he's like the serious like action guy, and watching him like actually like do some comedy, it was awesome.
God, watching his just straight face
Yeah.
saying these ridiculous things is just too funny.
see, now I want to watch this. stupid
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I went in with like no expectation whatsoever, but when I left, I was like, this was great.
That was
Yeah.
That's a good thing. See, that's what it should. That's what a film should do.
Yep.
You know,
And if they-
either meet expectations or therefore what make you walk out thinking, you know what, wow, that's better than I thought it was.
I left with a like thought like if they were to do a sequel, I would actually want to watch the sequel.
Yes. Oh, okay.
But
Should
just watch the sequel will be like
Did they
her
have
training Rebel Wilson or something stupid
Oh,
like
I know. Yeah.
That would be adorable. That would be awesome. Think about them going at it.
It
back
would
and
be
forth.
really
funny,
Come
though,
on.
It would be
too.
funny.
Come on. There's
Oh
this-
God, I want to see
just
it now.
wild and crazy, like because they're both kind of like just they're performance actors. And so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they will put themselves into it, their bodies, and it would totally work with them two going at it. You know, and just think about it for like as far as Hollywood persona or something, because you always have a big woman matched up with a hottie thin girl or something
Yeah.
like that. You know, what if you just had two big girls on there just doing
Actually,
their thing?
technically, she was paired with another.
She was, yeah.
She was
the
a taller,
lady, the tall
woman
lady,
who was also
British
kind of
girl.
goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, was 4, right?
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
Ant-Man
4
also.
was Ant-Man. So, I really, we already
was
ran
just
into
so much
that.
fun.
It was just fun. It was very good, and plus, it was different from the other movies that we've seen with the end of the world and stuff. And it's like, well, you can only bring down the planet so many times, and like, come on, let's like mix it up a little bit. There are other characters out there with other goals and motives.
Give
that
us a
you can
more down to
explore.
earth hero like
And
that,
they
and
did.
that's what I want to see more.
Yes.
That's what I prefer is a down to
The
earth.
regular Joe superhero.
I like superheroes without superpowers who get their powers through like suits and stuff.
Yeah.
That's one of those things
Batman?
too. Like not Batman, more like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
okay.
the guys I like
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
got you. Yeah,
I even love that in the movie.
and the
He even
Atom.
points that out too, where he was like, "Isn't this a job for like the Avengers or
Yes,
somebody?"
Yeah. That was cool. Yeah, a
Yeah.
little ploy, you know.
I was
Okay.
just happy to see Paul Rudd.
Yes, right.
I
Yeah.
love Paul Rudd.
It's something
Me too.
totally different. Unlike, they were like, Paul Rudd, why? You know, but come on.
Give him his.
What about, okay, would you have liked more to have seen like Simon Pegg? Oh no, he was never attached to this,
Yeah,
right?
he was attached- it was
in talks.
yeah.
But what about the change of director? Do you think it would have been totally different with
I think it would have been
what's his
different.
name now?
It's gonna
Edgar
bug-
Wright?
Edgar Wright
yeah.
at the helm?
I think I don't know how it would have been.
I
but
know, right?
I just want to see it though. I would have loved to have seen it that way. But what they got was a pretty good.
No, it was good. It was a
without
good movie still.
But oh my god, if it was Edgar Wright, it'd probably be
But
in, like
there's
number
always
2
that
or
asterisk,
something.
like, but what if they did have this director attached to it? What if he completed this project?
Well, it is getting a sequel, so
Yes. So,
Yep.
we can all hope that maybe eventually Edgar Wright will come back to the helmet one day.
maybe. All right.
All right, so my number 3 is Spy.
Oh,
Yep, there's my Spy. If I have to put more stuff into it, some of the action scenes were actually really good too. That's something that you may have left out.
Oh, yeah,
like some
like
of them are really well choreographed and
scenes.
really funny. And the gore surprised me. There was actually quite a bit of gore.
Oh, yeah.
Like when that guy fell off the building and landed on the
Yeah.
spikes and shit. That was just so gory and unnecessarily awesome.
yeah.
Just all in all, Spy was just a funny flick with some good action. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. Seeing Melissa McCarthy being something different, because I really like her as an actress. I just want to see her doing different stuff.
Yes.
And seeing her in this made me really happy because I fucking hated the posters to this movie. That was pretty much when I first saw the poster with her like in that stupid cat lady suit shooting and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks so fucking stupid. And then I finally saw a trailer and I was like, this looks really fucking funny. I gave it a chance. I loved it.
Yeah, I put a nice spin on the whole like spy genre too.
All right, Adam, what's your number 3?
Your guys is 4.
Ant-Man.
That's good. Anything extra? No?
We said what we
just said what we had to say. Okay, well, my number 3 is Straight Outta Compton.
That movie was so good.
Just because it was...
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I want to see it
They
so
took
bad.
the story and told it how it is, how it was, and how we experienced it outside of their environment, because we just saw it from, the television. And one of my first exposure to NWA, I lived in Alaska for a couple of years, and then we were in a trip from Alaska to Arizona, but we took a detour through Arkansas so we could visit family. So we went there, and then I had my cousins and all them were there, and it was cool. We were kicking with them. One of my cousin's friends had this big old
Ghetto
boom
blaster.
box, ghetto blaster, yeah. And back in the day, we used to have the same damn thing back in the early 80s, ghetto box. But yeah, it was like break the dun, 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 Herbie Hancock and all that. But then this one was like, fuck the police. And I was just like, what the hell is this? And then and they were like walking around this time, fuck the police. And then there was a cop cars, and they would just turn it up louder. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And then during that time, when gangs and stuff were really coming into fruition, and they started, if you ever watched that documentary on HBO called Bangin' in Little Rock, I never knew of that until like much later. But they had that too going on, where it was a lot of just gang influence, and they were trickling down to these smaller towns. And they came to like this small town in Arkansas where I stayed, where I lived for, the earlier part of my life before I moved to Alaska. And, I would wear hats and don't wear your hat like that. Like, huh? Don't wear a hat like that. It's like, what the hell for? Why not? Why can't I wear it back like that? Oh, because that's blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Cripville. Like, no. This is on Crips. No, blood. Yeah, they were blood down there. And then, like, in my dad's town right across the way where my other grandmother lived, they were Crip. They had a lot of people claiming Crip. I'm like, what's going on here? Say, yeah, don't wear that. Don't wear this. You can't wear that. It's like... So I would have to, like, I had all these clothes. I'm like, they're like, don't wear this, don't wear this. So it's like, basically, I just wear white t-shirts and like jean shorts because, just a fear thereof of like, anything happening, because it was just so fervent back then. People just claiming this or claiming that. It's like, what the hell is going on here? But that was my first exposure to like gangs and just NWA, because they had that tape and they had this boombox and they were just playing it. They see a cop or something like that, and make sure that they turned that stuff up loud if they were just driving by. I'm like, this is weird. It totally took me by storm. I was scared shitless at that time, because then back in, they were like, oh, you talk white. I'm like, huh? Like, dude, I talk English. What are you talking about? Like, because you leave, from that environment, to speaking Southern, dialect, and then you go up to Alaska where, it's just basically, English.
Yeah.
Really give you the access to, people like, are there Eskimos out there? Like, no. Yes, there is. But, I didn't live in an igloo.
Yeah.
I don't speak into it. But yeah, that was my first exposure. So, like, it just knowing about that band and watching, like, the music videos, as they were happening. And then, like, the race war riots and Watts. And it was crazy. And so I thought they brought that sentiment. It's like, okay, this is what they were living in. So you have to, you have to take it at face value. And the thing is that they were able to tell their own story. It wasn't someone else. It wasn't like they're all dead and someone else is trying to tell the story. Like now it's like they've been trying for years to trying to get like a Tupac biopic. They did a Biggie. Did they do a Biggie? Or did they try to do Biggie?
I think they tried to do it.
No, Stallone was tapped to do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To try to do a Biggie biopic. But the thing is, you got other people telling their story. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a lot of other people hearsay. But think about Tupac alive telling his own story.
Right.
From his own view. that would have been amazing. But right
Yeah.
now, you have the people who were there, who are actually there saying, this happened, this happened, this happened, bringing truth to reality. So it's just like, that's what we saw on screen. And a lot of us who lived during that time and experience is like, that's exactly what it was, and it really rang true. And so I think it's just, that's why so many people are watching it and are like applauding it. And it's a lot of people that you don't think would like it. I was sitting outside, I was walking around the lobby, and this this white couple and then their children, she was just talking about it. I'm like, and she was saying exactly what I'm saying right now. Is she was telling her children, like, they were just expressing themselves, the environment they lived in. You can't really, from looking outside of the box, you can say, oh, they're just this or that because they look a certain way, but they were just telling you what they lived through. This is their environment. This is what they were doing. This is how this stuff happened to them. And I was like, and she was just explaining it to her kids. They were having like a really deep conversation about it. I'm like, that's what it's all about. And you're thinking about nowadays and how fuck the police and all this stuff is, like how people are like trying to like coin it now. And yeah, but you see out from the outside, you see what the media gives you, but you don't live there, so you really can't, you don't know. That even comes from a cost perspective. You don't know what sometimes shit can get thick, and it's fucking scary. So it's like, that's just like back when we had the war picks and Iraq, and we had like Three Kings and all these different movies depicting the stories of the Gulf War and people coming back and experiencing things over there and then coming back here, and you have all these different sentiments, even with that one shooter movie, the Sniper.
American Sniper.
Yeah, you got so many different, like, you weren't there. So
First
how
Blood.
can you say, yeah, it's like you go into war or any of this, you don't know what's going to happen. And so you just act the way, whichever way will keep you alive, how you've been trained. I really like that film. I just thought it's like opened up like a wide discussion, but yet they were able to tell their story the way they wanted to. And that's what was so good about it. That's what makes that movie so good. That and the music.
My number 2 was Max, because I just love that dog. He's so fucking adorable.
Your 2 was Max?
No, it's not Max.
Oh, I was like, wow.
Like, I could understand it was,
That
baby
dog
was pretty good.
true American, man. That dog was so America. Now, my number 2 is Inside Out. Yeah, the Pixar movie of the year, the first of the 2 to come out, just brought so much emotion to the theater and such a great life lesson of, you need sadness in your life, It's just such a beautiful movie. After all the failures of Pixar's last 3 movies of just being so bleh.
Failures? You call those
I'm calling
failures?
them failures because they
Damn.
sucked.
What were the last 3?
It was Cars 2, Brave, and Monsters University.
Brave?
I like
Seriously,
Brave.
man?
Brave
Come
was
on, you
so
gotta
mediocre.
leave Brave
I
out of
like
there.
Brave.
Brave
It was still
so
great,
mediocre.
though, man. Come on.
So mediocre.
You can't.
It was a disappointment.
But it can't be
Oh,
amongst
it's
that
amongst
company.
that company.
Not
It's
a
amongst that-
freaking
Man, you can't
Monsters
compare it to-
University.
Yep, it's
You can't
amongst
compare it to
Cars
Cars 2.
It's amongst that.
You cannot compare that to Monsters University and Cars 2, sir. That's ridiculous.
You know what Brave is? Brave was used to make money for Disney. That's all it was.
It was a great movie, though.
was not that
It was a
great.
pretty good story. I'll say good story, but it was a great deal of Pixar film.
You kept on going down on that one. you had to keep toning it down. That's when you know it's not good.
No, but
You
no,
just
I know
toned
I
it
could. They didn't hit on certain points I wanted them to. That's because I wanted an action movie. I wanted like Mulan. That's what I wanted with this film.
Yeah.
I wanted that, her the arrow, off at war, shooting some people, or having to defend something. But I liked it. It did have a grace. Come on.
No.
Yeah.
So below average.
Wow. Not even the
It gets a D.
art.
It gets a D for. You want to know why? Because it looked pretty.
At
It
least
doesn't
a
get
B
an F.
minus. Come on. If they would have took a little bit more to that script, just tweak it a little bit.
They
more.
retweaked it so
would've-
much. They
No.
tweaked it so much.
How did you know?
That movie got
You know-
had so many directors. That was
Did it?
That had so many directors.
Oh, I don't know the. behind
Yeah,
the
there were
scenes
like
stuff.
Yeah, I don't
I
know
think
anything
5
about
different
behind the
directors
scenes.
set for that movie.
Really.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at a making of.
Yeah.
For this one.
There's a
we have to
lot
go
of
behind the scenes
shit
on this
behind
one
that movie.
before I could agree with you on that. Like, just
There is a lot of-
that bad point.
A
there.
lot of stuff on the
I
Brave.
still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I still liked it. I still enjoy it. I still laugh, smile.
Yeah.
I don't cry or anything, but
No.
I still
cried-
liked
you
it.
cried
Come
during
on,
Inside
man.
Out.
That was a good one. You can't say you can't. I would not put it in the company of Monsters University and
Or
Cars
Cars
though.
2.
Those were fucking horrible. I agree with you there. Just because I'm like, what the hell? Because they didn't need to be there.
Okay, so you're just saying it's a little bit shinier turd to the other turds.
No,
That's all
it
I'm
just shouldn't
hearing.
be amongst that company of film.
It's in the company of Bug's Life.
Bugs Life.
Bugs
is
Life.
dope.
I love
What are you
Bugs
talking
Life.
about?
Rewatch Bug's Life.
I have.
You
a
rewatched
few
Bugs Life.
times.
When was
That's
the
a
last
good
time you watched
film.
Bug's Life?
I have kids. I
Like-
watched it a few times already.
2-3 years ago.
Lies.
I love Bugs Life.
I hate the liar's reveal story.
Oh, really?
That's such a horrible trope. And then it goes down.
Chris. Fuck.
But I liked Inside Out because it was so fantastic.
Well, it was because I do like the fact that they did bring to the point together. You know that you need sadness. You
do
know,
need sadness.
I love that, and I was gonna write about this, but I'll just tell it now. Well, my son was playing. You know, it was their last basketball game, and what these coaches were doing, they were trying to get some of the other players a point. You know, the thing is to try to get them to score a point. We want you to score a point, and so they were making all these arrangements like, hey, pass it to Quentin. Hey, pass it to Quentin. They let Quentin shoot, and then they had a little brouhaha with the not a brouhaha, but like the conversation with the referees. Is like, I'm like, are they fucking doing this? Don't do this. No. It's like, so they were like, and so pass the ball to Quentin to my son, and it's like, hey, everyone's like, back up, let him shoot it. I'm like, no. I was like sitting on the sidelines, like, don't do this. That is stupid. Don't freaking do this. You know what I'm saying? Just let him do it organically. Let him score the points. You know, if he can, let him score them. If he can't, oh well. That's okay. It's like, I don't mind that he experiences this, you know, but I'm like, don't do this because he did it a couple of times. And I'm like, no, just let it come organically. If he wants that shot, let him go work for it. And if he doesn't make it, then boom. That's let the sadness kick in then. But no, they were trying to make him allow him to get a shot. I did not approve of that whatsoever. I did not approve of like young sportsmen. You guys are trying to teach the kids that because no, you're not teaching them anything.
Where
with that.
everybody gets a participation award.
Yeah, fuck that. No. I don't care. If you didn't win, then you didn't win.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
sorry. Let's go have a pizza party. That's all you need. You don't need this little trophy showing that you participated, that you were a member. I can tell you, like, oh, we got video. You were there. See? You did it. You experienced it, so therefore you know you were there. So why do I need this little token to tell you that I was there? Because it does nothing.
Here's a little medal.
I want to see that championship trophy, but they don't go for championship. They don't do that at that level. So therefore, we're just going to have fun. We're going to play because that's what we need to do as kids. As we go out there and we play. We enjoy the sport. That's why we're there. I'm okay with that. But don't sit here and try to say, this kid needs a point, so let's single him out. Oh, I was on the sideline. My wife is like holding me. I was just like, what the hell are they doing? Like, stop. I just wanted to yell out loud. It's like, please stop. This is stupid. But I just had to look away. I'm like, this is sad. Because then afterwards, I'm walking out, right? And then my kids, they were playing foosball. And I'm sitting there in the corner of my eye, and I see my wife and my kid. And he's like just bawling. And so I'm just like, let him cry. Like, he has to experience that, you know?
Yeah.
If you don't like that feeling, then you do better. I remember having that feeling a lot of times playing sports. And my dad was just like, good job. You know what I'm saying? That was enough for me. Good job, man. You tried your best, you know, because I did. You know, that's why it hurt me so much, because I tried my damn best. I'll tell y'all another story about sadness. Went to basketball camp, this one dude, 6'7". I'm like 6 foot at that time. It's like, I had to go against him 101. This ain't gonna happen. This dude's like class 5A or whatever. What he's called, IA?
Yeah.
He was up there.
Yeah.
Like top in Arkansas. I'm like, really? So I had to play this cat. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay, well, my dad's like, you know, just try your best. I'm like, cool. And so this cat was like, okay. I'm like, I tried to drive on them a couple times. Didn't work out. So I'm like, okay, Dad told me, like, if you can't, like, big dude, shoot from outside. So I'm like, all right. Dude was just like, like, because he knew he could beat me, whatever. I'm like a freshman in high school, whatever. And so I'm like, all right. Then this cat was like, boom, shoot it from the outside. Kept shooting it from the outside, kept making them. And dude, I see the dude's like, see the look on his face, like, oh shit, I gotta take the seat. And then what does he start doing? He starts guarding me. And so I was already guarding him. He was scoring on me left and right, but whatever. But I was gonna make it a damn game, if anything. And afterwards, I felt so fucking bad. but yet it was, after thinking about it, it's like, I just walked to my dad and you could just see I was just like on borderline tears. I'm like, I'm just gonna stop balling right now. But he's like, good job. And I just wanted to cry there, but it was like the worst feeling ever. But yet you need that. So you need to experience sadness in your life. Everything's not fucking happy, man. It really isn't. If you just had them. No,
Thanks.
but everything is not happy all the damn time, man. No matter what you say, you might look at people and say, "Oh, this person has this much money. This person has this." No, all your triumph comes from like sadness, because happiness comes from sadness. Because how can you be happy if you're not sad? If you haven't experienced sadness, so I love that. And I was listening to a NPR with Terry Gross with the director. I forgot his name. Damn. Well, he was saying they were looking for different characters, which one they could go off of. They were going to go off of fear. They were going to use him, as the character, the character that you need to experience happiness and stuff. And so they were focusing on him initially, but then they thought about, because what's her name said something. I think Mindy Kaling or one of them said something, but they were like, oh no, it's sadness. It dawned on them at the last minute that they needed sadness. That's the other character that they would focus on to contradict happiness. So I was like, wow, great freaking choice. First of all, because they made a great choice because I love the story behind it.
Just a movie with great emotions.
But if you think about it, it just wasn't all that great.
Really, no.
It wasn't. It was great, but yet if you put it on the pantheon of Pixar movies, which we always do, just like you do with Brave, just like you do with Cars and all this stuff, different things, like do they hit that point? Do they hit that? But I thought it was beautiful, beautifully done, stuff like. But it was still kind of like, okay, I saw that.
Really?
But yeah, I like what it means.
Yeah, I can't agree.
I like
with you
what
on
it
that
brought. I like what it brought to the table and stuff. Because I could sit there and I sat there and I thought about it. I thought about it a lot, but I didn't think it was like picture of the year.
All right, Adam, number 2.
Mission Impossible. It was so good.
No, it's my
No, it says number 1.
Oh.
He just said it was number 1, man.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. The movie itself, like, it was just like from start to end, like I was just like enthralled by it. I never felt like I was bored. Like the entire movie just kept me going. The female lead, I was just like, she's amazing. Just infatuated with her.
I need you.
Yeah. The action, it was awesome. I'm like, Tom Cruise is the white Jackie Chan. You watch him in like a motorcycle chase, and there's a point in the like chase where like you see his knee like clip the road, and they just keep shooting. Like you could tell that probably wasn't meant to happen, but they're just like, keep going. And him like on the airplane when he's just like holding on, and I was like, this man's fucking insane. Or like what normal man would go and do something like this? I don't know. There's just too many good things to say about this movie.
Go ahead, Chris.
I haven't seen it.
He hasn't seen it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Well, screw this. You already know it's my number 1, so I'm gonna talk anyway because I can't hold my tongue. All right, you guys know I talk too much. So I'm gonna keep talking. All right, yes, Mission Impossible. No, my number 1
So
film
good.
of the year. Why? Because it brought to the summer what I believe the summer is for. Entertainment and action. That's what summer is for. Fall is for drama and sadness, I guess.
Well, in Mission Impossible, it had like a nice blend of action and comedy. Like Simon Pegg helped balance it out. Like Simon Pegg was great.
The thing is they took it back where they added the comedy. And if you actually were familiar with the show back in the day, they did have an element of comedy to it, to their characters, because, and the thing is they were able to do it so well without hitting you over the head with it.
Yeah.
When he goes up against that big Russian guy and the guy's, he's like, hits him.
Yeah.
He surprises him, but then the guy goes down, but then he stands up and he looks at him like, shit. And he's like, he has this look of just defeat, like, oh my goodness, like what have I got myself into? But then he goes to work, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's little subtle things like that is so wonderful about that film where, and Simon Pegg is really just took it to a different level with the comedy where it's like, where I think he influenced them on comedy wise because he can do comedy.
Yeah, I
he
think
can do
so.
comedy easy. And Tom Cruise, people might look at him as, oh, I'm always a serious guy, but Tom Cruise is actually if you look at him in interviews, he's a fun-loving guy.
Yeah.
He's very fun-loving. and with this one, I think he's just so much more
I think he was almost able
involved.
to be himself, though.
Yes, in this what franchise, because he is this franchise. It's
Yeah.
like what, 5 films now, so he knows the character, he knows the layout, he knows what he wants to do with it. He knows he knows what works, and he's able to do it so well, and that's with the action and stuff. He knows he's getting. He's like, I can't do this for much longer. But yet he's gonna do it anyway. Why? Because he believes in truth. The truth of the film, and so jumping on side of he's like, you know what, they need to see me on that, because they were like, okay, we'll get the stunt man and everything, but he told them like, no, they need to see me on that, and they were like, okay, well, we missed that shot. He's like, let's do it again, and they were like, what? He was like, no, let's do it again, and he was so willing to do it himself, and like, I don't know how, I know he did that underwater scene too, but
Yeah.
it's like, what? Like, are you crazy, man? It's just basically being trapped in a tank and having to hold your breath for that long. The man like commits himself to the role.
I tried holding my breath along with him.
Oh hell no, not gonna work. And it's so beautiful to see someone commit to his art so much. It's sort of like a Ian McKellen or Patrick Stewart,
Yeah.
or Madam
Piggy.
No, Madam, what's her name? Who's like 50 plus, but she's beautiful.
Oh, Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I forgot she was in Caligula.
These people, yeah, a long time ago. These people, they just commit to these parts, these roles. And if Tom Cruise ever goes to like Broadway, it would be totally magical. I think he did a couple.
Didn't he?
He did a couple. Like, yeah, he did do some on Broadway. But the man is he's an actor. I don't care what anybody says. You might not like his beliefs or whatever.
Oh
But
man, he's
that's
getting
all.
out of Scientology.
Yeah, whatever. That's
just saying.
another part of the conversation. But the man, but there are certain scenes I want to say about this movie too. I like the one that he was talking about
With the motorcycle.
with the motorcycles. I'm gonna write a blog about this. I haven't done it yet, but I think this is a good time for me to actually do it. That motorcycle was the love scene that this movie needed. You know what I'm saying? That this movie was supposed to have, because there was supposed to be something there. But yet that motorcycle scene was it. I'm just saying. Go look at it, think about it if you've seen the movie, and then you'll piece it together.
Here's the scene. He fucks the motorcycle.
But there's this scene. It's one of the most beautiful shots in the movie. It's just when she's like, spoiler alerts or whatever. She's about to, assassinate someone. She's trying to, and she's loading this gun. But they had this Caravaggio-like look, or Renaissance Baroque-like lighting to it, where she's wearing this yellow dress, and you just see a proper leg up to get ready to steady the gun, and they had this very slight light on her. Oh my goodness, it was like, that movie is whoever directed this, I forgot who it was.
I was about to say Brad Bird, but it wasn't Brad Bird.
But they brought so much to this film. It was just all around beautiful, in my opinion, and entertaining, because I love all of the Mission Impossibles, and I love Tom Cruise. So and Tom Cruise, he got me last year with The Edge of Tomorrow and/or Live, Die, Repeat. Everyone should be watching that film right now. Just go and stop this. If you haven't seen it, go watch that movie, because it was just damn beautiful. And he is the man for action movies. I don't care what anybody says. We had Will Smith for a while, but he kind of went off doing other things. But he is the summer to me.
Why Jackie
You know
Chan?
what I'm saying? Yeah, he's my summer. He's my Arnold Schwarzenegger in the early 90s, or my Stallone. That's the guy. As long as he's still making action movies for the summer, I got something to look forward to, in my opinion, because the guy brings it, and he brings just a lot of effort to a film, and he knows the industry now, and you guys can see it in his work, in my opinion. I loved it. I walked in, I was smiling the entire time. Every time I would go in and see a clip of it, I'm like, that scene right there. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
So what's your actual number 2?
Oh, my actual number 2. Yes, let's go to that.
Yeah.
So I don't have to talk about number 1. So okay, people, whatever. Mad Max.
Mad Max.
Yeah, you guys knew that was coming.
Yeah.
It had to be Mad Max. I guess y'all gonna keep me talking. Okay.
I can continue, because that's technically
Yeah.
my number 1. All right, so Mad Max Fury Road was my number 1, because Mad Max is a good movie. I'm done.
Wow.
No, the whole movie is, from start to finish, it's just filled with so much action, so much awesomeness, so much George Miller niceness, and just The whole movie is pretty much a car chase. I like car chases. That's what really sold me. Then there's just action scenes going on between all the car chases. That's awesome.
I hear you just
Okay,
fine.
just making sure.
All right.
Okay, I hear you guys too. But just all the characters. Tom Hardy as Max he did a fantastic job. What's her face? You guys have a boner for her.
Oh,
Yeah,
Charlize.
yeah, Charlize was so awesome in this one. It's the one-armed Furiosa. It was a good continuation of the whole Mad Max series. Just great seeing this world. The music was fantastic. It felt like a post-apocalyptic setting, fucking drumming on the fucking back of a fucking truck with fucking guitars and shit with fucking flamethrowers. It's just an adrenaline-fueled, action-packed, awesome movie. Have you found your quote? Let's see what else. Then there's titties. Titties are nice. They're in this movie. I was disappointed at the lack of dicks, but that's okay. You don't need to see dicks in all your movies.
This is just.
But you do get to see a dick in The Spy.
Chris doesn't know what the hell he's saying right now.
There was a dick in Spy, right, Adam?
This is Chris trying
All right.
to make
Yeah,
like
there
the
was a
Kevin
dick.
Bacon.
There
Okay,
was
kids.
a dick.
This
in
is
the
proof
movie
that you
Spy.
should read books.
Hey, I read.
This is Chris supporting Kevin Bacon. He's like, more male nudity.
Bacon, where's the bacon?
I couldn't think of anything else to
All
say.
right, Adam.
My number 1 was your number 3. I love Straight Outta Compton. It's not your like normal like summer movie,
yeah.
but I mean the impact that it left on the summer was like amazing. The way it stayed at number 1 for what, like 2 weeks, it's probably gonna stay at number 1 for like 3 weeks. And I mean, not only just what Jerry said, but also obviously it told them like their story, but like the way they interacted with one another also, like it showed you how they like ended up feuding. It showed you their relationship with Jerry and how they were like, we hate the guy pretty much. And how eventually Eazy-E came to hate him.
He fucked him.
Yeah, he fucked him
Seriously.
hard.
He preyed on the ignorance of the young black youth, basically, and he took advantage of Easy's ignorance. But yet, the thing right there is that we didn't understand that we could look at from a psychological standpoint is what effect he had on we knew the effect that Easy had on him, but because he made him a rich man. But what effect did Jerry have on Easy? You look at that father relationship and think about Easy's life and stuff. Most likely, I'm pretty sure he grew up without a father and in his life, like a steady. But yet you had this man looking after you and promising you just supreme wealth and making it so that you got that wealth, taking you into consideration. And just thinking about that as a young black youth without that guidance where people just basically, because he was started selling drugs very young. So so it's just like, what do you do, with that? Where you have some, like once you get a father figure in your life, it becomes something magical, something very important, very strong, even if it's not your father. But if you just have that figure in your life, it's cool. You trust in them. But so, you don't think that they're going to, do anything to you that's bad, you know what I'm saying? Because you put so much trust in him because, this person's looking out for your well-being. Showering him with, I love those scenes in there where, Q comes around like, why y'all eating shrimps and steaks? And I love that scene.
Oh, yeah,
why
where they're eating lobster
and he's
and
like,
steak
they just came in from like eating like fast food. But yet they're sitting there drinking wine and everything.
Yeah.
And champagne. It's like, why are you eating this? And it was because, Easy started out with the money and stuff, but yet this guy saw that and he was able to exploit it so much so to the detriment of the group, which was horrible, because all they had to do is just pay them. They could have been they would have made so much more with experience. If you see as Dre just evolved as a producer and as Cube as a writer, that group would have been impervious. Yeah. But with all groups, you always have inner turmoil. Mm-hmm. And but it started too far up for them. And so they just could not come back from it. And, Cube wasn't dumb. That's his thing.
Yeah, Cube saw what was wrong with the situation and he backed out before it got worse.
Yeah. Before they could make any more money off of him.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy, man. But that's what I was like. That's the scene that if anything, they might, they try to push for like a Golden Globe or something for that young man who played Eazy-E. Because he deserved it because he brought something to that role, you know, because I right there just thinking, you don't know Eazy-E that much, you know, you can see like interviews and stuff, but a lot of people didn't know Eazy-E.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I love...
But they did. So they were able to tell them like, hey, this is how Eazy acted.
Just to like
through these
show
scenes.
you how much Eazy actually cared for Jerry was when Dre came to him and he tried showing him like Cube was right. Jerry's been ripping us off, and Dre was like, I thought we were supposed to be...
Spoilers for the guy who hasn't seen it.
I thought we were supposed to be brothers.
I'm gonna fucking see this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he couldn't believe it.
And
He didn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. And he said that he expressed that in the scene. He just didn't want to believe it. You can see it in his face and his performance. He didn't want to believe that this guy could be doing this to him. But yet the proof was in the pudding.
Yeah.
But he just didn't want to see it until it was finally revealed. And it's like, what?
Yeah, they're
So horrible. It was a great, it was a great scene between him and Paul Giamatti, you know. I was like, wow, I don't know if
Paul
this guy
Giamatti.
acted, Giamatti, whatever. I don't know if this guy has acted before. I never heard, you know.
Yeah,
but
I've never heard of the guy. who
bravo
played
to
Dre.
you, sir.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
he hasn't seen it,
No.
so
Okay.
I want to see it still.
Yeah, I wrote some stuff. I already said mine, so number one.
oh, here he said his number one, man.
Which one's it?
Mad Max.
Oh, that was your number one, Compton.
Yeah, mine was Compton.
And you guys know
and we were
mine was Mad Max. Okay, this is what I wrote long time ago, y'all. When I wrote this, okay, a chaotic symphony of rage orchestrated by an unsung maestro, well, with a knack for good storytelling, who proves he is a visionary reckoning force. That's what I wrote. But okay, now I'm talking about Mad Max. Okay.
Wait a second. You said I don't read. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, okay. That was because
I've got no
you started talking about shit and fucking ass. I'm like, what?
I ran out of stuff to say.
Okay, but okay, with this film, like,
it
oh
also
my
happened
goodness,
to be the first movie I saw.
oh my
of
goodness.
these
See,
ones.
what I wrote is what I really wanted to express was that orchestrated symphony of action. That's what that was. If I was like blurbing this, if y'all. Orchestrated symphony of actors. That's what it seemed like. It's just a big symphony. It's just like because you had the music and the music. You didn't really need. They didn't talk much. Great. They didn't have to talk because it was orchestrated by that drum beat, by that freaking dude that was sitting there on the drums, like doing the war drums, like do 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 do. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness! It's just the soundtrack just really moved the action, and the action moved like impressed upon the soundtrack. You know, it's just. It was a great melody, you know, and it looked just like one of a great, like if I close my eyes, I could just see it just going, you know what I'm saying? Like if you close your eyes during that film, I'm pretty sure you can just piece together images and stuff of just like road racing, and it's just like it was like a big old rat race. You know, you guys remember that movie Rat Race? You know,
Yeah.
It's like the rat race. You just had these people going after this one thing. They're all chasing after something. You know, they were chasing after Furiosa, and then you got all these other vagabonds and all these other factions coming in from the side trying to stop them from just crossing territories. But yeah, or Oregon Trail. It's like a crazy ass
demented Oregon Trail.
demented Oregon Trail.
Dude, someone needs a mod Oregon Trail for that now. You need to stop for food. Go hunt for wild fucking two-headed lizards.
Yeah. You know, and I like that because just as I was saying, tell you guys earlier, I'm just going to relate these two. I was watching Wild Orchids, you know, just silent film the other day. And yesterday, it was just like, wow, it's just... That's what this movie was to me. It was just like they didn't have to have any dialogue, in my opinion. All they had to do was just orchestrate it, the music well enough for the scene, for the particular scenes, and boom, you have your movie. You have your dialogue. They didn't need anything else. You know what I'm saying? Just you maybe added did some other additional scenes to show that, you know, why she was escaped. Other than that, it didn't really need much dialogue, and that's what I loved about it because it was just pure action. And we very rarely get pure action. And then they do a lot of their own driving.
Most of that was practical effects.
Yeah. Out there. Just in a field, like so. Where did they film this?
It was South
Australia.
Africa and
Oh
Australia.
my goodness, man!
Yeah.
Like, come on, people, stop going like, oh, let's just do it 3D. Get on a fucking plane because it's going to cost you just about as much with some of these 3D companies, unless you do it in house to actually get them to do this scene, construct this world of a desert. You know what? Take it. We have desert spots all around this world. Just take it there and film. Why? You'll help the economy around it, and you could just, you know, it's just be more organic with it instead of like just let's put them actually in the environment, man, so they can sweat and
Fox should have done that with Fantastic
have like
Four.
Feel the pain of the character.
Yeah.
In this kind of fucking area.
like when it's
you
fucking
know?
hot, it's gonna be hot, and that's where they're gonna be. They need water.
You want
And
to
show
feel.
that.
This is how your character's gonna feel. You're gonna feel fucking frustrated at the heat.
Instead of like in an air
wanted to
conditioning studio, aircraft like what do you call those?
The hangers.
A hangar with a big old green screen everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we want you to sweat it out. Get on the desert. Just beautiful. Yeah, I can understand that's the number one, but I had to put MI up there because that would have been
Because
my
it was
number
the true
one too.
feeling of the summer
I was
blockbuster.
very true.
I can truly understand that, how you explained it, and that is actually my number one pick for my want to see. So spoiler on mine too.
But number one, okay. So that's our top 5, you guys. That's Talking with Ritos, our top 5. And so, what's up? You got anything?
Oh no.
For anything else, we're gonna go to right now. We're going to go to our top 5 of that we should have seen or that we want to see. Okay, you guys? So look forward to that. Next episode, that's going to be Talking with Ritos, either 2.5 or 13. But whatever, we're going to do that right now.
12.5.
12.5. I'm so sorry about that. 12.5 or 13. You'll see it in the show notes or whatever. I'll post it. So now, this is Talking with Burritos.
Can I take a pee break?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Man, we're supposed to pretend like this is the end of the episode anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I know,
supposed to, wait, you're supposed to be Talking with Burritos.
Oh, yeah,
Chris
okay.
the Rupel.
Alrighty, you guys. This is Talking with Burritos, episode 12, our top 5 movies of the summer. I am Jerry JJ Wayne Graham,
I am Adam A. Snyder.
I'm Chris the Rupel.
and that's a wrap, but not a burrito.
You don't tell no.
To leave feedback, go to talkingwithburritos.com/feedback or send us a voice message at 520-775-1690. Follow us current on Twitter at Talking Burritos and check up with us on Facebook. This has been Talking with Burritos.
Burritos.